A thick fog curls across the screen. Out of the haze, the gates of Nevermore Academy appear. They groan as they creak open, as if the metal itself is tired of holding secrets. The camera lingers on the cold iron bars, dripping with rain, before shifting to the courtyard where the wind shakes the ancient trees. Leaves scatter like whispers, carrying a warning. Lightning cuts across the sky, bright for only a second, then swallowed again by darkness. A raven perches on a stone gargoyle above the main entrance, its black eyes gleaming. It lets out a slow, drawn-out caw that pierces the silence. The echo rolls through the night like an omen dot inside the academy. The halls are dim, lined with portraits whose painted eyes seem to follow every step. The silence is alive, breathing, watching. A shadow moves across the wall, long and stretched. Too unnatural to be a student's. The camera doesn't reveal who it belongs to. Instead, we hear it, the scraping sound of a chair being pulled across the floor. The shot changes. A single candle burns in a small room. Behind the flickering flame, we see the outline of Wednesday Addams. She is sitting perfectly still at her desk, her fingers hovering above the keys of a typewriter. The room is bare, except for stacks of old books, a skull on the shelf, and a raven feather resting beside her hand. Her eyes are cold, fixed on the blank paper before her. The typewriter snaps one letter at a time, echoing louder than the storm outside. The camera never shows her full face, only her lips tightening as she presses the keys with precision. The words appear slowly on the page. The monsters never left. The storm grows louder, the rain hammering against the windows. Somewhere in the distance, a door slams shut on its own. The candle flickers violently, threatening to go out. The camera pulls back, leaving Wednesday in the frame, small yet unshaken, surrounded by darkness that seems to close in like a predator. The screen fades to black. A single line of whispering voices overlaps, too many to count, too fast to understand. Then silence. Only the raven's caw returns. The screen flickers back to life with the low hum of a storm. Still raging outside Nevermore Academy. This time the camera doesn't linger in one place. It moves quickly, almost nervously, showing fragments of a world preparing for something darker than before. A hallway stretches into infinity, lined with tall stained glass windows. Lightning flashes through them, painting the corridor in strange colors: blood red, deep purple, sickly green. The camera glides past the doors on either side. Each one seems ordinary at first glance until faint sounds begin to seep through. One door rattles violently, as though someone or something is clawing at it from inside. Another creaks open by itself, revealing only a chair rocking gently in an empty room. No footsteps, no breathing, just the endless creak, back and forth, cut to the library. Once a safe place, now it looks haunted. Piles of books lie scattered across the marble floor as though ripped from shelves in panic. A ladder rolls across the aisle without anyone touching it, crashing loudly against a shelf. The camera jerks upward, catching a glimpse of the chandelier swaying unnaturally as if pushed by invisible hands. A faint laugh drifts through the room, childlike, high-pitched, and wrong. The scene shifts again fast. Sharp, unsettling, the woods outside Nevermore appear, darker than ink. Trees twist like skeletal fingers, their roots curling over the ground as if alive. The fog is thick, heavy enough to choke. Out of the mist, silhouettes emerge. They are faceless figures draped in black, their forms flickering in and out of visibility like broken shadows. They move slowly at first, then suddenly vanish. Only. Their whispering lingers. She knows, she knows. Back inside the academy, we return to Wednesday's silhouette. She stands in the middle of a candlelit hallway, her figure sharp against the glow. She doesn't move, her braid falls neatly over her shoulder. In her hand she holds something small, metallic, glinting in the dim light. A blade? A tool? The camera refuses to show clearly. Instead, we hear the sound of metal being dragged across stone. Cold, deliberate, the voiceover returns, calm yet layered with tension, as if pulled from the diary of someone who didn't live to finish writing it. Secrets buried. Alliances broken. A darker game begins. The visuals begin to accelerate. Quick flashes, each lasting only a second, a black cat hissing, its eyes glowing unnaturally. A hand slamming against glass, leaving behind a smear of blood. A candle being snuffed out by an unseen force. A group of students gathered in a circle, faces hidden beneath hoods, chanting words too faint to understand. Then silence. For a moment, everything is still. The storm stops. The fog clears. The sound of dripping water echoes in an empty hallway. From the corner of the frame, a shadow stretches unnaturally long. It moves without its owner. The camera tilts upward to reveal a cracked mirror on the wall. In it, we see Wednesday's reflection, but her reflection does not move the same way she does. Her body is still, yet the mirror version tilts its head slowly, its lips curling into the faintest smirk. The typewriter sound returns, louder this time, almost aggressive. Letters slam onto paper, trust no one. The candlelight sputters. Out, plunging everything into darkness. A final whisper crawls through the silence. The hunt has begun. The screen cuts to black dot asterisk. The silence doesn't last. It shatters instantly with the sound of glass breaking loud, sharp, and close. The screen fills with fragments flying through the air, each shard catching a flicker of lightning before falling into the void. The storm has returned, but it no longer feels like rain and thunder. It feels alive, violent, hunting. The camera races through the corridors of Nevermore, no longer calm or steady. Lights flicker, shadows dart across the walls. A fire erupts somewhere off-screen, its glow leaking into the hallway. We see flashes of panicked faces, students running, cloaks, tearing, voices shouting words drowned by the storm. Yet Wednesday walks calmly through the chaos, her footsteps echoing louder than the screams. The visuals begin to overlap, building pressure. Flames crawl up the academy's stone walls, casting monstrous shapes across the ceiling. A group of cloaked figures gathers in the courtyard, their circle tightening around something we cannot see. The camera jerks forward, almost desperate to peek inside the circle, but just before it does, a hand slams over the lens, dragging us into darkness. A heartbeat begins, slow, heavy. It echoes like a drum, shaking the silence between each beat. With each thump, the screen reveals another flash. Wednesday's hand gripping a knife, its blade dripping black liquid. A pale face screaming soundlessly, mouth open too wide before the image snaps away. A raven flying low across the burning courtyard, wings slicing through smoke. A staircase collapsing, sending dust and fire into the air. A student's shadow being pulled away from their body by something invisible. The heartbeat quickens. The screen splits into fragments, showing glimpses too fast to hold on to. A masked figure running through the woods. A claw dragging across a door, Wednesday standing completely still while chaos rages around her. Her eyes are wide open, unblinking, as if she had already seen this moment before it arrived. Then a single scream pierces through the storm, not of fear, but of rage. The camera cuts to a cloaked figure tearing off their hood, revealing eyes. That glow unnaturally bright? The screen blurs before we can see more. The sound collapses into silence again, leaving only a faint hum. The camera pans slowly across the wreckage of Nevermore, windows shattered, stone walls scorched. The chandelier in the main hall lies broken on the floor, glass shards glistening like frozen tears. Finally, we find her. Wednesday stands in the center of the destruction. Smoke curls around her, ash falls like snow. Her uniform is torn, her braids slightly undone, but her expression is too calm. In her hand, she still holds the blade, its edge reflecting the fire. The voiceover returns. Deeper now, layered with menace. Not all monsters hide in the dark. Some walk beside. You, Wednesday lifts her gaze. Her eyes lock with the camera staring directly at the audience for the first time. For a moment, everything stops. The fire crackles in silence. The smoke freezes mid-air. The raven hovers without flapping its wings. Her lips part, and though she barely whispers, the sound cuts through like thunder. You should be afraid. The screen blacks out instantly, leaving only the echo of her words. A final sound breaks the silence, glass cracking again, followed by a raven scream, asterisk. The screen is pure black. Nothing moves, nothing speaks. For a full breath, the silence is so deep it feels unnatural, as if even the storm has stopped to listen. Then, click, the typewriter returns. Its keys strike with sharp, metallic precision. Each sound echoes into the emptiness like a gunshot. A single word forms on the dark screen, as if typed directly onto our eyes. Wednesday, the letters appear one at a time, cold and deliberate, as if someone unseen is writing a warning instead of a title. The sound of the typewriter is too loud now, each keystroke jagged and violent. A faint scratching joins it, like nails dragging across wood. The word lingers. Then slowly the screen shifts. Behind the letters, faint shadows begin to move. We catch glimpses, Wednesday's silhouette walking away from us into darkness. The raven's wings unfolding across the letters, a blurred reflection of faces that don't belong. They flash and vanish like hallucinations. The typewriter strikes. Again, Season 3, this time the letters bleed as they appear, ink spilling downward like black veins crawling across the screen. A low hum rises in the background, deep and unsettling, vibrating like something alive buried beneath the earth. Suddenly, silence. The letters freeze, the ink still dripping. The screen shakes slightly as if struggling to contain itself. Then a voice, calm and chilling, slips into the silence. It is Wednesday's voice, low and certain. I write the ending, not them. At her last word, the screen fractures like glass. For a split second, it shows us images again, the woods filled with faceless figures, fire devouring the academy, the cracked mirror smirking back. The images flash too quickly to process, then disappear into blackness. The typewriter clicks once more. Slowly, painfully, the words begin to form. Coming 2026, each letter arrives with a dull thud, like a coffin nail being hammered shut. The pause between letters grows longer, dragging out the tension until it feels unbearable. When the final number appears, the entire screen trembles. The words sit there, pale against the dark, final, and unmovable. The raven returns. It bursts across the screen, wings wide, scattering the letters into fragments. The words disintegrate like ash, leaving only the sound of flapping wings. The screen fades into total blackness once again, then at the very last second silence. Breaks. A single typewriter key slams down, harder than before, echoing endlessly. The sound stretches until it becomes distorted, twisting into a sharp scream. The final frame appears. The red Netflix logo burns against the black. No sound, no movement, only the logo, glowing like a brand in the dark. After 3 seconds, even that fades out, swallowed by shadows. The trailer ends where it began, in silence. But the silence doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels like something is still there, waiting, watching.